The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. Our passion transforms a community channel that sees all things new. I am Big J Lagang para sa bayan, representing the countryside, streaming from Davao City, Philippines.
And I am Lord J. Kuya Kazu, Eustacio Jr., hailing from the land of milk and honey, streaming from Wellington, New Zealand. Good evening and kia ora koto katoa from Aotearoa. You're watching the Season 1, Episode 11 of Chill and Charity Fridays by I Am Making a Difference.
Happy second Friday for the month of November, mga ka-chatters. Greeting start from small beginnings. And so today or tonight, wherever you are, or kung ano bang time zones, kung nasan kayo ngayon, we start by simply believing that you and I, no matter how big or small you are, we can all make a difference.
Yes, and charity begins at home and extends to the communities beyond our walls. Cheers and welcome to the 11th episode of Chill and Charity Fridays by I Am Making a Difference, or simply Chicha Fridays by I Am Mad on TNC, where we talk about love, living, learning, and of course, the magic of volunteerism.
Yes, of course, at Chicha Fridays, we believe in the power of simplest smiles that can enlighten the mood and smallest acts of kindness that can bring or that can brighten the world. Let's do good, feel good, and talk good.
And para naman sa kaka-tune in lang, join us every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Philippine Standard Time as we make the start of your every weekend lighter and lovelier with civic engagement conversations that go far beyond politics and chismes.
That's right. You're watching Chicha Fridays by I Am Making a Difference, or I Am Mad, para sa masayang bayanihan, chill na talakayan, and of course, kulitan, chit-chatters. Lord J, mad ka na ba?
Mad na!
Oh.
Yes! Oy, Christmas countdown tayo. Alam mo, ilang days na lang before Christmas?
Oo nga, ilan na lang ba, Lord J?
43 days na lang. Hello. Ayan. Silip ka naman. 43 days before Christmas, nararamdaman niyo yung lamig dyan sa Pilipinas.
Oo nga, 'di ba? First time ko yung umadjust ng ganun.
Talaga ba? So hindi ka sanay. Yeah, quite different dito sa amin kasi summer dito yung Christmas. So ngayon naman nagsa-start na maging mainit, but yeah.
Alright, dito naman kabaliktaran, Lord J, because here specifically from Davao City, Philippines, naramdam na namin yung Christmas season kasi nga para or almost every night na umuulan dito, talaga malamig yung simoy ng hangin. But
Sarap, sweater weather.
hindi malamig yung ating usapan for tonight, Lord J, di ba? Mainit yung magiging kalakayan natin for tonight's episode ng Chicha Fridays by Ahmad, only here on TNC.
Yes. And before that, we would like to acknowledge, thank you, Tita Apple Esplana Manansala, Chief Executive Producer of TNC and her production and technical team. I am Mad Content Creation teams, Ruth, Mako, Wino, Oyam, Sarah, and the rest of RJs, Madmates, volunteers, and friends all around the world. Di ba, Big J?
That's right. And of course, pasalamatan din natin, Lord J, ang lahat nating madlang viewers and listeners, our Chit Chatters. Specifically, we encourage you to share this live stream. Just hit the share button right there and comment, write down any messages or questions po, reaction, shout outs, or tell us where you are watching from. Open po ang ating messaging app or ang ating comment section for your messages.
And yes, babasahin natin yun from time to time and hopefully magkaroon tayo ng talakayan and interactive conversations with our viewers, di ba? Yeah, but before anything else, before tayo pumunta dun sa actual meat ng ating conversations during Chicha Fridays, we would like to have a quick update on our Bida Eskwela Year 2 fundraising implementations. So as of now, 39 out of 46 school beneficiaries have fully completed their implementations. 3 have implemented it, but with pending documentation, and the remaining 4 still have to start implementing.
That's right. And this week nga, Lord J, we receive our documentation from Sergio Osmeña Senior High School in Quezon City. Through our collective efforts, we were able to support the school to give 162 hygiene kits to selected students and their families.
Yes, talaga makakatulong talaga yan, no, sa lalo na ngayong COVID pandemic. And we've also reached the province of Maguindanao, the conflict-affected community area of Madrasa, Darul Hijra As Ilamia School located in Sharif, Saidona, Mustafa. We've provided funding support for the purchasing of construction materials for the repair of the school facility that will benefit 12 teachers and 320 students to support the school in purchasing construction materials for the repair of their school facilities.
And of course, Lord J, hindi rin magpapahuli dyan. Ang isa pang school na pinadalhan natin ng suporta, ang sa Rumblo naman, the Melodias Imperial Senior National High School in the town of Alcantara. We were able to support the school to purchase various school supplies for the benefit of the increasing population who are all coping with the learning due to the challenges of the pandemic. And of course, Lord J, for updates on the actual proceeds and implementation, check bit.ly/bida tracker. Again, that's bit.ly/bida tracker, or visit our official Facebook page at fb.com/IamMad or I am making a difference for more details. Diyan po mapapatunayan na napunta talaga sa mga beneficiaries yung ating mga na-receive na donations.
And yes, and yet again, with hearts full of thanksgiving and for the nth time, from the bottom of our hearts, from Bida Eskwela core team and from all of us at I Am Making a Difference, we say madaming salamat po to our partners, donors, including the new channel, our volunteers and friends. You are all part of this success, and to God be all the glory.
That's right, Lord G. Nakaka-overwhelm naman talaga yung ating year 2 ng ating Bida Eskwela campaign na talagang umabot. More than 40 schools yung ating natulungan. And we do hope na patuloy tayong magbahagi ng tulong doon sa mga nangangailangan, especially now na ongoing na yung ating school year 2021 and 2022. And speaking of 2, Lord J, ito nga, yung mga kasama natin for tonight is, kumbaga expert daw ito in giving second chances, ika nga, Lord J.
Talaga ba? Interesting. So actually, in terms of like, kung gaano ka-specific yung second chances na yon, she's also advocating for better social reintegration of former persons deprived of liberty or PDLs or ex-offenders. O di ba? Ganong type of second chances yung specialization niya, kumbaga. So, pakilala pa natin siya. She is a graduate of AB in Mass Communication, magna cum laude from Far Eastern University, an academic fellow for civic engagement of the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative, or ISYALI, one of the U.S. Department of State's prestigious youth exchange programs where she studied international civil and human rights at Kennesaw State University in Georgia, USA. She's an active youth leader back in the days, and it inspired her to pursue a career in humanitarian and community development work. Her career mainly focused on managing development projects in the fields of government, corporate social responsibility, and public diplomacy. In 2017, she co-founded the Second Chances Project. Ito ang Second Chance na pinag-usapan natin, or the TSCP. It's a non-government organization that aims to assist ex-incarcerated individuals to have a better life through employment, and an NCR regional qualifier in the 17th 10 Accomplished Youth Organizations, or TAYO Awards in 2019. So please welcome the co-founder and executive director of the Second Chances Project, Jennifer Ann Pascua, or Jen Pascua for short. Hey, Jen!
Hi, Jen.
Hi,
Are you busy?
everyone. Hi, Big J and Lord J. Good evening.
Nice. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Jen. And of course, bago tayo magsimula, Lord J and Jen, may mahalaga akong tanong sa inyong lahat at sa, of course, ating guest for tonight. Chit Chatters, Jen, mad ka na ba?
Mad na!
Wow! Gano'n kasi na energy dapat meron tayo ngayong Friday night. No? I know it's end of the week, siguro daming stress and all that. Pero super thankful kami that you're joining us for this Chikahan Chicha Fridays natin in PNC. But before natin pag-usapan yung Second Chances Project and all the things that you're working on, pakilala muna tayo using our GTKY format, or Getting to Know You method. So, through giving us your full name or nickname, where you're originally from and your current location, what keeps you busy other than your work, and anything favorite or particular interest that you have that you want to share with us.
All right. So again, thank you guys for having me here. You know, IMAN is quite close to my heart. So my name is Jen. I'm currently joining from Bulacan. And aside from my full-time work, I'm busy also volunteering for other civic engagement organizations. No, one is the Second Chances Project nga. And aside from that, you know, I'm a typical millennial going to the tita stage already. I'm into home brewing at home when the pandemic started, and also, you know, binge watching Netflix when I don't have work. So basically, aside from community work, I love spending quiet time alone or with my family. Yeah. So
Ano yung home brewing? Coffee ba yan?
Yeah, because diba, nung nag-pandemic, everyone became chefs and, you know, baristas because Starbucks is closed and other restaurants are closed. So, nag-YouTube Academy tayo, syempre, para naman makapagtimpla ng sariling kape. So, pag weekend, hindi makalabas noon. So, yun yung mga ginagawa natin sa live. So, yun. I make my own coffee. So, medyo tipid in life.
Nice.
Nice. And napaka-interesting din ng ating topic for tonight, Lord J, with Jen, of course, as our guest, because we're talking about spreading second chances, no? Particularly advocating for better social reintegration of former PDL, or itong tinatawag nga nating person deprived of liberty, or PDL, and of course, better also known as ex-offenders. Kasi nga, di ba, parang may kumbaga may naka-tag doon sa mga tinatawag nating former PDLs, is parang may stigma na tinatawag tayo na discriminate sila, knowing na kung former PDL sila, nahihirapan to reintegrate themselves doon sa community. So talagang nakaka-intrigang malaman kung ano ba itong tinatawag nga second chance program nga para sa mga PDL na ina-advocate ni Jen. But before anything else, Jen, we would like to know more about you. How are you as a child? Paano ka na-impluwensyahan ng mga bagay-bagay sa paligid mo? And how would you characterize yourself in general? And what do you have that Or do you really have that second chance giver inkling already as a young girl, Jen?
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think a little background. So when I was growing, when I was younger, I'm a typical kid na gusto ko mataas yung grades ko and all that. Wala talaga akong heart for community work, no. But then kasi when I was in high school, no, I was in a Catholic school. So talagang very service-oriented, no, ng mga Catholic schools. So dati akala ko, giving out donations, ganyan, na in kind or monetary is enough. Until before graduation ko ng high school, I was invited to do an outreach activity sa Home for the Aged in Quezon City back then. So parang that was one of the biggest eye-opener sa akin na iba pala yung feeling when you really go down there and help people firsthand, no? So that particular moment really inspired me to serve the community more and, be out there and help out. So after nun, na-engage na ako sa mga youth leadership activities. Ayan, naging sobrang active student leader na ako back in college. And that really influenced me to pursue a career in development work, no? So after graduation, yun, I pursued government work. Then I went to the corporate social responsibility. And now I'm in public diplomacy, no? So ano talaga, yung naging career path ko was highly influenced on my volunteerism activity back when I was a student, no? So going to the next question, no, is there really this para inspiration on me to give second chances, no? So I think it basically roots from a family member kasi who had been an ex-offender, no. So nakita ko kasi kung paano din unfold yung life ng relative ko na yon, and of course my cousins from that side. So parang naisip ko, they share the same struggle with all other ex-PDLs. And I think it's really worth advocating for because, there are a lot of advocacies in the Philippines, but seldom lang yung nag-advocate talaga for their rights and reintegrating them. So that's what really inspired me on a personal note why I joined Second Chances then.
Right. Very inspiring and thought-provoking yung mga ganong experience, no? Talagang iba talaga yung na-provide din na avenue ng schools to open up your mind sa iba't ibang projects, and nakakatuwa na through your schools nga and yung opportunities doon siguro sa orgs na mga sinalihan mo, kaya ka na punta into like volunteer work and then doon sa mga passion mo ngayon na ginagawa. And usually talaga personal experience din yung nagtitrigger sa atin kung bakit meron tayong specific advocacy na kinakaharap or hinaharap nga, di ba? And the experience of your relative, very inspiring yung mga ganong stories, no? Na it's because of those specific triggers sa environment kaya tayo nagde-decide to go on and like work on developing some things pagdating sa development work. So now that you have discussed kung paano ka napunta sa volunteering experiences and kung paano ka naging passionate about certain advocacy, can you tell us more about the Second Chances project? So when and how did it start, and what or who was your inspiration behind creating it, and what's the ultimate goal behind it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So, yung Second Chances project was founded in 2017, no. So, it was founded by 4 friends, no. 4 kaming all girls na magkakaibigan. So, may mga kanya-kanya kaming personal hugot on why we co-founded it. So, one was her father was an ex-PDL, then I have a relative who is, and then one member was working for the entrepreneurship center that time. So we feel like it's a good opportunity for us to collaborate. Then other one, talaga yung namin, nag-match kami on that aspect, the reason why we started the organization. And ayun nga, going back to our personal experiences, nakita namin na we don't want these things, the challenge on reintegration to happen to any other people, no? And we're thinking of a way na sa capacity namin, paano kaya kami makakatulong. So, yung objective talaga ng Second Chances Project is to assist those na mga nakalaya na to find a way for them to be employed. Kasi, if you're gonna read literatures, the reason kung bakit sila nagko-commit ng crime ulit is because paglabas nila, there's no opportunity for them to get employed, no? They don't have family members and they don't have the capacity to provide for themselves. The reason why nagkakaroon ng recidivism rate or yun nga yung committing the crime again. So that's one of the reasons. So ang goal namin talaga is to, number one, help them find employers, or number two, if hindi namin yun ma-provide, we help them prepare for job interviews, job applications, and all that. So it's a mix of both employment and training, no? And also, we are facing the challenge din na yun nga, like sabi nyo kanina, there is a stigma, no? The reason why our program is flexible, kung di namin sila ma-employ, at least natulungan namin sila how to apply for a job, no, how to prepare for it. So, and as for the target, nagbago kasi siya as years pass by, no. So initially, the target was the women, no, because we wanna incline it to women empowerment. Until nakahanap kami ng partner NGO, no, the Philippine Jesuit Prison Service, no, who helps us screen yung aming mga beneficiaries, who refer to us people whom we can help, no. So medyo nagkaroon na siya na institutional partnership, which we feel is more sustainable compared to, our organization going out there and, doing the selection. So yun, ang main partner namin is PJPS, and yung COVID efforts namin last year, no, was with the New Bilibid Prison. So that's how our partnership works with them right now.
Yes. And siguro Jen, for those na hindi ganun hindi ganun yung hindi ganun din yung mindset, kumbaga, doesn't have the same mindset with you, kasi nga 'di ba yung ibang tao din kung nakaka-interact or nakakasama yung mga ex-offenders, parang may fear, may kaagad na takot na nararamdaman yung ibang tao. But in your case, you are willing to help those na tinatawag nating mga former PDL. What was the challenges, Jen, doon sa mga former PDLs na encounter nyo na so far at natulungan nyo na with this project, and how do you remain committed in this kind of advocacy, Jen?
Mm-hmm. So I think there are two major challenges na nagkaroon kami, no. So number one is yung familiarity and comfort nila paglabas, no. Kasi for the longest time, no, they are behind the bar. So it's hard for them to interact with other people. So when our team talk to them and, get to know a little about their history, medyo hindi sila ganun ka-open in terms of disclosing ganun nangyari sa kanila before getting inside. And, our organization respects that. So that's number one, no, yung parang social uncomfortability, no, ng mga ex-PDLs pag nakalabas. Number two naman is that in as much as non-government organizations help yung mga beneficiaries, no, meron din kasing aspect ng personal choice, no, na nangyayari. So like, meron kaming natulungan, kunwari ganyan. Tapos dumating na siya dun sa milestone ng career niya. Pero at the end of the day, no, may mga personal decisions pa rin siya ginagawa na out of the control of our organization. So yun yung medyo hard part, kasi yun nga, in as much as kaya namin silang tulungan, at the end of the day, meron silang sariling desisyon para sa sarili nila. And I think until now, no, yun yung tinatry namin na hopefully hindi mangyari ulit. Yun. And siguro as to the learnings, or the mindset, no, why we help other people. When you get to talk to them kasi, and you remove yung parang label sa kanila na, ito yung naging kaso nila, ito yung naging offense nila, makikita mo beyond their eyes that they are also normal people. They are just fathers who want to be with their kids, no? They are mothers, no, who already have this regret sa sarili nila na nagkamali sila, and, they have their desire to begin again. And once na tinanggal mo kasi yung label na yun sa kanila, makikita mo na they are just ordinary people needing for help. Although mahirap siyang sabihin, it may sound idealistic, but I think in our advocacy, it's the lens that we look at. We don't look at them, ano yung case nila, but we look at them as someone, no, who's normal and who's willing to start again.
Yeah. Very interesting din yung line of work, no, kasi usually sa aming mga common people who are not that exposed to that kind of like work, kapag nag-a-apply kami ng trabaho, usually, di ba, may NBI clearance, tapos laging may question, meron ka bang previous na mga case and all that. I would just very interested to know, is it really possible for them to be able to really reintegrate their lives after nila sa kulungan? And maybe if you can share with us like one or two success stories that you have so that mas ma-picture namin kung na, okay, possible pala talaga despite na merong mga ganong screening questionnaires yung mga ibang employers and all that, they can still make it.
We had this case before wherein we successfully employed the person, no? The reason is because, yun, number one, kasi those naman na nakakalaya are technically na-render na nila all the responsibilities that they need to do while inside, no? So, we asked the person actually, so makakasecure ka ba ng NBI clearance and all that? And sabi niya, yes, no? But I think there's this particular remark lang, no? On the clearance, but still, he was able to secure that time, no? So, as to the question on possible ba yung reintegration, we're looking at two aspects kasi. Number one is family and number two is employment, no? So, iba-iba kasi sila case-to-case basis talaga, no? So, they have this struggle reintegrating with their family. Kasi, if you're familiar with the stories ng people inside, di ba? Some of them die there without their family knowing, no? Hindi na sila ina-update or option din nung inmate na wag na ipaalam sa pamilya. So, that's one, no? It might be difficult for them to reintegrate, no? Another one is to the employment, no? The challenge there is that businesses kasi, well, in the context of the Philippines, hindi pa sila ganun ka-open, no? In terms of employing ex-PDLs because they have this stigma na, ay, anyway, baka mamaya, parang mang-scam, ganyan, or baka mamaya nakawan kami or something like that, no? That's also a frustration for our organization because if you're gonna look at other countries, like for example in Singapore, they really have a good reintegration program for ex-PDLs. And sometimes we ask ourselves, no, bakit hindi siya pwede sa Pilipinas? And we feel like it's an institutional concern, no. It can be because of government or businesses, ganyan. There are some, or yun nga, going back to the case that we've employed, there is one, no, na na-employ namin, but we feel like it really depends on the employer's mindset as well, eh. Hindi naging madali kasi ginagawa namin, tinitrain namin nga sila how to write your CV, how to answer your job interviews, diba? We even talk to the employment partners, ganyan. But at the end of the day, the challenge is really on the mindset of the employers, no? Giving trust, to these individuals. The reason why, before the pandemic happened, we are redesigning a program for entrepreneurship, no? Kasi if we cannot go inside the business sector, then might as well teach this ex-PDLs, how to do business. Kaya lang, yun yung challenge namin ngayon because of the pandemic, we cannot go out there, no? And it's quite difficult to have institutional partners for that. But I think it's possible, but it's really a challenge.
Yeah, and it's a continuous work in progress pa rin, especially sa Philippine
Right.
context.
Correct.
Yes. And speaking of giving entrepreneurial opportunity doon sa mga former PDL, I can personally attest to that, no, Lord J and Jen, kasi in one of my news stories way back, I guess May this year, I was able to feature a former PDL then may sarili na siyang farm na kanya na ngayon, nagpapalaki siya ng mga manok, and nagpapalaki siya ng manok, nagpapaitlog siya ng manok, and this poultry, yung inaalagaan niya is napapagkakitaan niya naman ngayon. And yun nga, after hearing these stories, no, there's really nothing possible, ika nga, dun sa pagbibigay ng second chances dun sa tinatawag nating former PDL. And aside from these insights, Jen, what are your other thoughts or what are your message of advice, especially those na siguro na nararating ng ating live show ngayon dito sa Chicha Fridays with I Am Making a Difference here on TNC, na perhaps questioning themselves kung saan pa sila pwedeng lumugar sa komunidad ngayon after spending years behind bars as former PDLs, Jen?
I think getting also from personal experience no with my relative, importante po na paglabas ninyo ay bumalik talaga kayo sa inyong pamilya, because at the end of the day sila din yung makakatulong sa inyo. Kung hindi kayo matanggap ng buo ng society, at least you have your family to be with you. Number two, I know that there are ex-PDLs who have been reformed and rehabilitated while inside, no? So, yung iba kasi natatakot lang talaga and the fear of rejection, no? So, I believe there are a lot of organizations who's willing to help you. So, huwag kayong matakot mag-explore, huwag kayong matakot magtanong, no? Huwag kayong matakot magsimula ulit. And if you are one of those na feeling ninyo, you need the help of our organization, feel free to reach us and we'll see how we can help you. So, siguro ang mabibigay ko lang na advice is that padayon lang, no? It's not always a sad day, no? But I know there are a lot of people who'll be willing to help.
Right. You mentioned feel free to reach us. Can you share where can they reach you, like your contact information and social media accounts?
Yeah, so we're on Facebook. It's the Second Chances Project, and we're also on Twitter at Second Chances PH. Yeah, and you can also send us an email, thesecondchancesph@gmail.com.
Right. Thank you very much for that, Jen. Very inspiring and thought-provoking itong episode natin ngayon, no, BJ. Like, in giving second chances, in working on advocacies like this, sobrang halaga ng collaboration with others na merong kanya-kanyang hugot, and also partnering and collaborating with institutionals, in different institutions who are working for the same advocacies. Tulad ng ginagawa ng Second Chance Project, they work with the Philippine Jesuit Prison, and the New Bilibid Prison as well. So, yeah. So, yun yung mga key takeaways ko. I'm not sure kung meron ka, Big J, before tayo mag-chicha minutes.
Yes, yun nga. Siguro yung interpretation din ng mga nanonood sa atin ngayon is why give chance to those former PDL na ang liit lang naman nila, no, kung tutuusin, ang liit lang ng porsyento nila sa society kung tutuusin, but this little percentage, no, na tinatawag natin na mga PDL sa community, if mabibigyan lang talaga sila ng opportunity and support, this will really create a huge difference sa ating community in terms of, helping those who are in need. And malay natin, di ba, yung mga former PDLs na mabigyan lang natin ng second chances, sila pa yung reason kung bakit magkakaroon tayo ng future, better future ahead of us, at hindi lang sila yung matutulungan kundi yung mga future generations din na kagaya natin. Wow, natin, nakikinatin.
Oo. At tulad nga sabi ni Jen, padayon lang, laban lang. Meron at merong chance at merong opportunities na nag-aabang para sa lahat, right? And bago natin bitawan or paalisin si Miss Jen, meron tayong mabilis na fun fast talk segment called Chicha Minute. So ang mechanics nito, so sa ating tatlo, magbibigay lang ako ng mga situations. Since we're talking about second chances, in that situation, just give me like a thumbs up if you will give a second chance, a thumbs down if no, hindi niyan deserve a second chance, or maybe a thumbs right or left kapag maybe. Okay? So, Jen, Big J, mad na ba kayo?
Mad na!
Okay, mad na. Okay, una, for example, you went to a restaurant and then yung food is horrible and then yung service sa inyo is hindi ganun kaganda. Okay ba yun na bigyan ng second chance? Maybe kailangan pa ng next time, or no na, or maybe? So, thumbs down, up, or... Okay, positive si Jen, no? Jen, sa ikaw, nangyari na ba sa'yo yan? Nabigyan mo ng second chance yung restaurant?
Oo, just, a few weeks back. Ako kasi I always give the benefit of the doubt Baka naman understaffed, di ba? Baka naman may pinagdadaanan. Yun. So, it's a yes.
And then, okay, good. And sabi mo kanina, during lockdown, ang dami na mga ginagawa na uso na yung mga online shopping. So, kapag meron kang wrong item or bad quality item from a merchant sa Lazada or Shopee, order ka ba ulit for a second chance? Yes or no, or maybe? Okay, so si Big J naman yung positive ngayon. Wow. Kami hindi na kami uulit. Alright, next one. Kapag sa experience mo na brewing or cooking or baking, hindi gumana yung recipe, at nasayang yung mga ingredients mo, willing ka pa ba mag-second try or second chance to yourself? Yes, no, or maybe? Yes, try lang ng try, di ba?
Yes.
Nangyari na sa akin yan sa second try umaano. Ito naman, sa relationships, kapag ka nakaranas ka na yung partner mo ay pumatol sa iba or natukso, bibigyan mo ba ng second chance? Yes, no, or maybe?
Eto na,
Hirap
usapang
yan.
pag-cheating.
Okay, maybe kami. Yes. Okay, last one. May nangutang sa'yo before at hindi nakabayad. Bibigyan mo pa ba ng chance pag nanghiram sa'yo ulit? Yes, no, or maybe? Yan, no. Okay, so pagpatunay lang to na hindi lahat ng situations kailangan ng second chance, no? Dapat namimili din tayo ng mga ng mga situations in which second chances are like really worth it. Thank you very much, Jen, for being sport and for joining us again and for all your wonderful insights. Marami kaming natutunan at na-inspire kami dun sa experience na mga shinare mo sa amin.
Thank you. Thank you also for having me.
Yes, and we hope to see you personally, Jen, and para mas makilala and mas maintindihan din natin yung about dito nga sa Second Chance Project. Thank you so much again, Jen Pascua from Second Chance PH Project. Talagang napakaganda ng ating usapan for tonight. Nakakabitin. Lord J, yung ating oras. Really, we don't have the luxury of time here. But I do hope dun sa mga naka-tune in sa atin ngayon, may napulot kayong aral and who knows, di ba? May mga gusto din kayong ma-inspire ng mga kakilalang former PDLs na itatawag natin na gusto nating mabigyan din talaga ng second chance. Tama ba, Lord J?
Yes, and thank you for joining us in this episode of Chicha Fridays by I Am Mad on TNC. Get to know more of I Am Making a Difference and support our initiatives by following and messaging us on Facebook, facebook.com/I Am Making a Difference, or email us at iammadph@gmail.com. You may also listen to our volunteer stories or podcast directly and no sign-in required via anchor.fm/I Am Mad or search Mad Talks Podcast by I Am Making a Difference on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and start your mad audio habit. Again, this is Lord J. Cuyataz Rogelio Estacio Jr. from Wellington, New Zealand. This is Chill and Charity Fridays by I Am Mad on TSC, where we talk about love, living, learning, and of course, the magic of volunteerism. Let's do good, feel good, and talk good.
Yes, I am Big JJ Lagang para sa bayan, representing the countryside. Streaming from Davao City, Mindanao, Philippines. This is Chill and Charity Fridays by I Am Mad on TNC, where we talk about love, living, learning, and of course, the magic of volunteerism. Let's do good, feel good, and talk good. And remember, charity begins at home and extends to the communities beyond our walls. Join us again next Friday, 6:30 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, as we make the start of your weekend lighter and lovelier with civic engagement conversations that go far beyond politics and chisme. So,
And yes, yeah, go ahead lang.
Before we end this episode, Lord J, like we always do, let's treat ourselves. Ito yung mga kailangan natin in this, thank God, it's a Friday TGIF session. With this weekend's Chicha Fridays, SSS, or special sound session. Chillax, watch, and listen to a song from Disney's fifth animated film, Tangled, originally performed by Mandy Moore and Zachary Levy. Here's a rendition of the song by a vocal pop and Broadway performer and a member of Iloilo Champions Music Network. And our very own I Am Mad volunteer lead in Iloilo, Joshua Van Faala. Give it up for their duet of the song, I See the Light.
Yes, and this has been Chicha Fridays by I Am Mad para sa masayang bayanihan, chill na talakayan, charity at kulitan. Chichatters, Big J, mad ka na ba?
Mad
na! Bye! Happy weekend!
All those days watching from the windows All those years outside looking in, all the time, never even knowing just how blind I've been. Now I'm here blinking in the starlight. Now I'm here, suddenly I see, standing here, it's all so clear, I'm where I'm meant to be. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. And at last I see the light, and it's like the sky is new, and it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything looks different now that I see you.
All those days chasing down a daydream, all those years living in a blur, all that time never truly seeing things the way they were. Now she's here shining in the starlight. Now she's here, suddenly I know, if she's here, it's crystal clear, I'm where I'm meant to go. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. And at last I see the light,
And it's like the sky is blue,
and it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything is different now that I see you. Now that I see you.
Hindi madali ang pinagdaraanan ng ating mundo. Hindi madali ang pinagdaraanan ng bawat Pilipino. Hindi madali ang humugot ng pag-asa sa panahong lubhang nakababahala. Ngunit sa kabila ng lahat, piliin mo pa rin na ang mga mata ay imulat. Piliin mo pa rin na ang kapwa ay sabay na iangat. Magbahagi ng tulong na nararapat. Hindi madali ang lahat. Ngunit anuman ang pinagdaraanan, nasa kamay at puso mo kung paano malalampasan. Maging bida para sa iba. Maging bida para sa isa't isa. Maging bida sa pagbibigay ng pag-asa.